Hey guys, welcome back to another Been There Fix That tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how to use a macro that I made to rename temp music. A lot of the editors I've worked with like the track number included in the file name, especially when you're bringing in the complete score from a film or TV show. The problem is when you're downloading a score it often doesn't have the track numbers in the file names. Normally you'd have to compare each track with Spotify to figure out the order to add the numbers in manually. I also had an editor who preferred their commercial music handled differently from their score. For commercial music they didn't want track numbers at all, since most of the time they sent me playlists rather than full albums, so the order wasn't important. Instead they wanted the artist at the start of the name followed by the song title in capitals. Fortunately, all the information you need for both naming conventions usually exists in the metadata, depending on how the tracks were downloaded, and this macro makes it easy to automate the process by pulling from the metadata of each track rather than doing each one manually. I'm providing you with two macros. For all this to work, the first macro is very important, but you only have to use it once. It downloads Homebrew and ExifTool to your machine, which is what's needed to pull the metadata from your tracks so you can rename them. The second macro is the main one that actually does the renaming for you. When you run the first macro, a terminal window will pop up asking for your password. This is your computer password giving permission for the software to be downloaded. If you're not the admin of the computer, you won't be able to download it yourself and will need the admin user to do it. Once you've entered your password, terminal will spit out a bunch of code and the macro will pop up with another window asking if you're ready to download ExifTool. At this point it's currently downloading Homebrew, so don't press yes until you see your computer name at the bottom of the terminal window. For me it's Aramat2 Mac Studio. You can see my computer name just came up here, so I'm ready to press yes. And you'll know ExifTool has been installed when your computer name appears at the bottom again. To test the main macro, I've got a bunch of random commercial tracks in one folder and the Jurassic Park score in another. If we first go into the commercial music folder, you'll only see the song names as expected. When I trigger the macro, a new Finder window will pop up. You then need to navigate to the folder containing the music you want to rename, then press open. You'll then get another pop-up asking whether it's score or commercial music. In this case, it's commercial music. Once you click that option, you'll see all the tracks turn fully capitalized, and the artist of each song will appear at the beginning of the name. But before anything gets renamed, the macro first stores the original file name into the file's comment metadata. This means the original name isn't lost. It also comes through into the comments bin column in Avid, so if you want to preserve the original file names, everything is backed up there. Dealing with score is basically the same. If we go into the Jurassic Park folder, you can see it's just the track names as expected. When I trigger the macro, I'll navigate to where the score is in the Finder window and then press open, and this time click score rather than commercial music. The macro reads the track number from the metadata and adds it to the start of the file name. You end up with the file names numbered in the same order as they would be if you looked at them on Spotify. Just like with commercial music, it also copies the original name into the comment metadata of the file. Like I said before, this macro will only work if you download Homebrew and ExifTool, but it's a really handy tool to quickly rename music tracks. If neither of these naming options are how you want to rename your own tracks and you have something else in mind, feel free to get in touch and I can see if I can adjust the macro to suit your workflow. As long as whatever you was planning is within the metadata, it should be doable. And as always, if you've got any ideas or requests for future macros, let me know and I'll do my best to make them for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.